Hey everyone, I don't know why I put so much emphasis on the hey just then, but I've got a video for you. I want to touch on something that's been on my mind for some time. In fact, I can show you how long it's been on my mind. That's not quite correct. It hasn't been on my mind since 2017, February 15th to be more specific. Um, but it's something that's been coming through every now and then, but more so with currently what's happening. So first of all, I want to show you the date. If it can appear on the screen, you're looking for the part where it says dream. There's lots of other stuff on there. Thank you for looking at my personal stuff, which I happily showed you. Um, this dream that was done on, well, the 14th of February, because when I woke up from it, I woke up with such an emotion attached to it that I was literally crying. I was curled up in the fetal position in bed, and even though I'd come out of the dream, I was still bawling my still bawling my eyes out, and I actually thought it was real. It took me some time to realize, why am I crying? This stuff isn't happening. Where am I? I'm in my bed. I'm in my house. Hang on, what just happened? The emotion that was contained in the dream was so powerful. I just had no idea what to do with it. Now, before I don't know what's going on there. Probably that pumpkin soup I just had. Anyway, moving on. I'm going to tell you what the dream was before I open the file and go into detail, because I did attempt to do a video like this a couple of months ago, and stuff for me came up, like in terms of whether I was confident enough to do so, would it be well received, would I seem crazy, the ridicule I would have caught from it. That's why I chose not to do it back then. But now, whatever. Right. So this dream I had, I can still see the images in my mind. What had happened, if we can try to describe it, is this is the dream. I was watching what seemed to be news reporting on a TV. It was actually an old school TV as well. And what I had seen on there was what looked like to be almost like muddy, murky type waters. People were being thrown in. There were people trying to get out. They were trying to gasp for air, and they were just getting pushed down and whacked. And it almost seemed intentional. And there was plenty of other people around watching, and they weren't doing a thing about it. Now, out of the corner of this TV, you can see an image of someone. Don't know, male, female, whatever. You just knew it was someone, and the feeling of it was they were in charge of what was going on. They knew exactly what they were doing. But what really kind of, I guess, made me so sad at that moment was everyone could see that it was happening, but no one was doing a thing to help them. And I seen a very violent image of when a person was kind of getting dragged underneath the water to what seemed like a dam or a bridge, and that person's head bashed into it, and then of course they drowned straight after. Now, at that point, the dream kind of turned on a bit of an angle itself, and then I could see me just kind of dropping to my knees, and I just started crying. Now, I don't know if you've been doing too much, I guess, research or understanding, or you've done any dream work for yourself. There are dreams that just happen because thoughts have been on your mind the night before. There are dreams that bring up stuff from childhood or some past issues that you've had in relationships, business, or whatever it is. From my understanding and in my research into the practices that I do, dreams can be a very symbolic of what's going on in your mind. It has also been said that the dreams can be, I think, premonitions. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. For me, I didn't see anyone drowning the day before or the week before or the month before. I didn't see anything of that. I've had a lot of dreams, as many people have. But this one hit me emotionally, and I did not know what to do with it. Hence, I wrote it down there. as best I could describe whilst it was still fresh in my mind. How does that relate to what's going on now? Well, I'm seeing a lot of people drowning in fear, drowning in sorrows, drowning in just life in general. So, was it symbolic? Was it a premonition that people are actually going to get thrown in water and that someone's standing there watching there? To what I remember describing as genocide. Um, sure, maybe there is. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I'm taking the symbolism out of it that, yeah, there are people literally drowning out there right now. And the people standing by are not only not doing anything about it, but they're actually helping them. They're actually encouraging them. It's almost like they got to a point where, oh, this is normal. Yeah, this is perfectly okay. Yeah, they drown. That just happens. That's cool. It's not me. That's fine. It's just them. That's cool. They'll drown. So no one wants to do anything until they start to drown. Now, here's the thing. There are people out there doing their absolute best to get out there and stop the pain and suffering, stop the people getting thrown into the murky waters. And those people get ridiculed themselves and thrown into the waters by the people that they are out there trying to help. So was this a premonition for what is currently going on? Maybe. I think it's very symbolistic that there are a lot of people drowning and they don't even know it. They're trying to keep their head above water. They're trying to do what they think is best, think is right, by following what they've been always told to do. But they are still drowning. So my message to you is, if these people that are drowning, if they are not hurting anyone physically, mentally, or being abusive or making threats, help them out as much as you can. Put out a hand. Yeah, offer to help them somehow. It could just be a chat. It could just be getting you in a space where you can understand what they're saying. Don't judge. Don't say, oh, I think you're doing this or you're being that. Actually hear them out. Let them spill out everything to you, even if it doesn't make sense, even if it sounds confronting. I say confronting because I posted a message on my Facebook wall a week or two ago in relation to what's going on and my state of mind. And it was just a thought. It didn't mean that I was going to do anything. And even when I still think about it, yeah, that's still kind of my belief, where if the world is heading to a place in life where you literally can't do anything, you can't say anything without being censored, being shut down, being ridiculed, and to the point where you've got these restraints on you that you can no longer be free, and you're being forced into doing things that you don't want to, and all you have is questions. You want to understand why you got to do these things. You want to understand why you got to take certain stuff, why you're being forced. And when you ask those questions, you get shut down. You get called conspiracy theorists. You get called anti-this, anti-that. I'm just like, what is going on? They are just questions. Can we sit down and have a discussion with research on both sides to address the questions at hand, not counter arguments that don't even disprove the one question, but much rather bring up another point? I'm like, yes, cool, excellent, thank you. Let's dive into that a bit further as well as this. It's not just one-sided. It's got to go both ways. Now, I think I've kind of digressed there of what my point was, since I got a little bit passionate. These people that are trying to help, they're not making threats upon anyone. They're not abusing anyone. So why are you making threats on them? Why are you abusing them? Why are you putting them into a category and they're not actually doing any research or providing proof to back up your claims? I've been accused of so many things from close friends and family members, and that when I've asked them to actually provide proof to back up what they're saying, they just make up a simple excuse. Oh, this isn't the platform to do it. Or I don't have time. And they continue to make excuses without backing anything up. And this is a common thing that I'm seeing happen in a lot of places. It's happening on media. It's happening in politics. It's happening on TV. It's happening everywhere. Where you ask a question And instead of it being directly answered, and an answer could be like this. It could be, I don't have the answer to that. That's a direct answer. But waffling on and actually providing a different argument, which is in itself different, it's not the same, it's not opposing, it's just a different argument. It's just avoiding answering a simple question in whatever context we're talking about here. So that's why I thought I'd share this video today. In fact, if you got time, let's have a look word for word. What did I write here? It'd be interesting. I'm sure it's probably not going to make much sense because I would have been in a very emotional state then. Let's see. All right. Dream. Was watching TV. The room itself was on an angle, gloomy, and the TV was the news of an event that was taking place. This event seemed as it was normal. I couldn't believe my eyes as I watched what was going on. There were people being washed away in what appeared to be a large dam. These people were either drowning and washed away in dirty water, or those that were fighting to stay afloat were knocked unconscious violently in their head by the bridge right before the water dropped off. It was as if they were being thrown in. Genocide. To the left was someone I didn't see, but it felt as if they were in control, yet no one was stopping them. I fell to my knees in pain. That was for the people and the horror that we had become a humanity that did not stand up for others less fortunate. I cried in a burst of emotion. And then I woke up, curled in a fetal position, wide awake, as I was still coming out of the emotion, feeling relieved that it was not this reality. Or is it? I just added that part in there. Now I go on to the breakdown of what the dream and the symbolism. So yet why the dream? What on earth is this a symbol of? So I looked up dream interpretations to find something of significance. Found no common thread of what I had seen. So as in no common symbolism within the dream interpretation world. Only that dreams must be interpreted by the dreamer. That was me. So this is what I think. Back then, possibly still now, let's see. What on earth is this a symbol of? Metaphorically, what is happening on this earth? With everything going on, wars, politics, environment, cancer, drugs, medicinal and non-medicinal, alcohol, the fights we have with our family, friends, enemies, the excess media coverage and news headlines that are misleading only to capture an audience so engaged in the negatives. We sit on our phones, like pages with inspirational quotes and videos that bring truth about our current society, yet there are people that do nothing. They blame others for their situation, how they feel, why they can't do anything, and they watch others drown, believing they cannot help or will drown themselves if they help. Because if those chose to do that, that would mean their friends and family would disown them by saying, you're not good enough to do that. Let someone else who is trained, let the experts do that, let the authorities do that. Stay with us. So you say you can't, when what you mean is you won't, because of the consequences of what will happen to you. What about the others that are drowning? What about the others that are committing the crime and throwing the less fortunate into the river? Not even considering to teach them how to be the best that they can be and contribute to this world and love. Instead, feeding them their death by distraction and convincing them that they have not helped. And that is just the way it is, profiting off the people that are drowning and those that do nothing. So it's at this stage, I can't help but feel that that is ridiculously relevant to what's going on right now. Excuse me for a second. I'll continue. So whilst we are not literally seeing people drown, well, not that the media is covering anyway, I literally wrote that. Think of this dam like a collective of negative emotions thrown around to and at one another. We express it to each other. Let me say it again. We express it to each other already face to face. Now we have social media, live streams, as well as TV and the internet in our pockets, throwing negativity. More billboards are going up with bright lights, with messages playing on our lacks and insecurities, supporting our problems by doing that, and not the solution. Saying, yes, you have this problem. Saying, yes, you have this problem, same as most others. Here, take this. Yeah, don't think I wrote that one correctly. Saying, yes, you have this problem is the same as most others. Here, take this. It is a high chance of fixing you. I think what I was trying to say there is, yeah, nah. I didn't, there's a lot of spelling mistakes here. Anyway, so people, whilst they are drowning in the sea of negative emotions as a collective, take these steps, half staying afloat before they get knocked clean out of everything. So I think where I was trying to go with that was when people are buying into like the billboards and the messages that have convinced them that they have a lack, whether they're not good looking enough, or, you need this drug to do that, or you need this, what's the word I'm looking for, cosmetic to look better, or I need this program to help me get certified in whatever it is. Once you buy into that, you have then agreed that you have a lack and that you need their solution. And some of these solutions that are out there are only given to you in drips and drabs, basically keeping you within the system. Yeah, it doesn't completely give you the solution, because if it gives you the solution, then you have no reason to come back and purchase from them, which means their business model would not live, because all they would be doing is fixing, and then, no one's got any problems anymore. Damn, bankrupt. All right, so I go on to say, have you ever been lied to? Have you ever been cheated? Even if small, has someone taken advantage of you for their own gain? And did you catch them in the act, or did you find out later? If you didn't find out, does that mean they did not cheat you or lie to you for their own gain? It's almost a little bit like that tree falling in the wood scenario. Perspective, I guess. This is the person I could not see, yet knew was behind this. I know we are all doing the best with what we know and have, and we give a little where we can, and especially when we are in a real positive state, we give even more. Just a side note from that, I think some people go through hard times. Their situation may be poor, and yet they still give. But it's their mindset that is positive, and they want to give. Yet I see I am also one of these people that at times blame others, point the finger, accuse others of mistreatment to others, and do nothing. Honest truth. I know of people that... Is that pumpkin soup again? I know of people that help out the homeless, and I know of people that abuse the homeless, calling them bums and a waste of taxpayers' dollars. I know of people that show an unconditional love to those who are uneducated and socially awkward, and I know of people that bully, shame, and put them down. I know people that are doing their best to support their family by doing any job and receiving payments, and those that talk behind their backs to their partners in an attempt to lower their value. Sometimes they are successful. I know people who give their all to others, always placing others before their own needs, only to get burned by those they helped. And those same people have been given advice by others who want to help them, only to be ignored and place abusive messages in a public space, be it Facebook or in the shopping center or in the street, a place where they spread their hurt and they advertise it to anyone who wants to buy into it and feel the same. They jump aboard, they argue, they offer help and get knocked back. Stop it. here I go in again to say, just stop it. It's a bit hard to keep emotional on this when I'm reading it for the first time in a while. Let me continue. I'm almost there. You may right here like this video, as it may have hit home. Will you change your ways? Most people don't. You may start to give $1 to the homeless or a charity and believe you have done your part, and that can certainly create a small ripple elsewhere, not in direct contact with you. It may last only a short while. What if you could create a bigger ripple? One that comes directly from you all the time. One that is a wave that connects to this around you. Do you think that would have a bigger impact? Do you think that will save those that are drowning? If you had the skills, knowledge, belief, courage, love, do you believe it would save you from drowning? And so I looked up the definition of genocide. I believe there is a fine line to what is going on. And yet I think Jack Johnson sums it up in his song regarding the media. We are all to blame, and we are all the ones that need to change. Should look up what that song was. Good song. So I could give you advice and motivational videos, and they would not mean a thing if you were not doing your part. And I get it. Some people are not ready to, and I understand that. Shit. I have only just come to this place myself. I surround myself with like-minded people, and that means there are those that I no longer entertain, those that are close to me. So I put it out to you. If you are in a place where you feel that there is something more to life than usual, if you feel unfulfilled, if you are sad, lonely, filled with the hate, and you want to rid yourself of these emotions, and you've been thinking about doing things for others, then I strongly recommend doing something about it. That was something. And I still think those things. Absolutely. I'm not perfect. Whilst I aim to promote everyone to start, stepping up and allowing space for others and to not hate, threaten, or blame, I'm aware that depending on what's going on in my life, that I'm also going to do that anyway. Yeah, not intentionally, and I don't think anyone out there is doing it intentionally, or most people anyway. What I do encourage, though, is to stop this hate and blame culture that we've got going on now. I have, over the last few weeks, defriended something and blocked something like 40 friends, people that I did know, people that I got along great with. And they may even think that I did that because I didn't agree with them. And it's not that. They can certainly have a different belief and view and opinions. Why I blocked them and removed them was because of the hate speech they so happily put on their wall. Basically threatening anyone who doesn't want to wear a mask, calling them names, sending them abuse. I've seen so many people do it and saying, oh, they should get a bullet in their head. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Why? Because they don't want to wear a mask at home. And then you start accusing them of actually spreading the disease. What evidence, what proof do you have of this, that you're claiming of someone who you think should get a bullet in their head? Because when those people said that, yeah, I felt like if they found out that I wasn't wearing a mask, riding my bike for exercise, bang, I should get a bullet in my head. What? Or when I go to the supermarkets and I actually wear a mask out of the respect for other people. Okay? That's why I do it. And if I'm so far away from people, right, which I have been for the last few years, but especially now, even now that I want to go out there and actually start meeting people, I can't meet people. Because if I do, I should get a bullet in my head. Are you kidding me? You know who you are, and you may even justify, it's for the better of people. Yeah, well, I see you as the people standing on the sidelines there watching people drown and actually throwing them in as well. Wake up. Now, I don't insult you, and you can certainly have those beliefs. That's fine. if you ever to have a change of heart, I ain't going to say I told you so. I ain't going to shame or ridicule you. I'm going to invite you with open arms. And I recommend that for anyone out there who is also trying to help people wake up as well. I'm seeing it playing on both sides. Yeah, I see one group of people calling the others sheeps and sheeples and throwing abuse at them like that. No one will wake up if you're abusing them or calling them names. It's just not going to happen. It's the same tactic that they are using on the other side by threatening with suggestions of getting a bullet in your head, or I wish the police accidentally choked her on the way out of a car. It's the same stuff, okay? So people are going to do what they're going to do. They're always going to make up whatever they want based on whatever information is coming to them. So you can do your best, you can do your hardest, you can even provide a great logical explanation of what's going on. But that person who receives that information through their own filters of life, right? I've talked about the perception filters in your own mind, based on previous life's experiences, lessons, pains, hurts, love, desires. All of that sums up who you are today, and that's how you perceive the world. So through that, they can get the most beautiful message, kind-hearted message, and still turn it into something that's of hate. I think that's important to know. So that way we don't get too caught up in being upset that no one actually understands us. Now, this is an evolutionary process. You have to go through that and understand that. So yeah, I am passionate about removing people who openly state on their walls that they're happy for people to die if they're not wearing a mask. When the whole, just, come on. All I encourage you is to be well, be kind to others, encourage others, yeah? And I don't have to keep on putting the frame in there that you can encourage people. Obviously, if they're out to kill someone, to hurt someone, to threaten someone, to shame someone, don't encourage them to do that. Come on. Use your common sense here. If they have a creative idea, right, and you can tell that they've been, I guess, they have like a low confidence or self-worthlessness, or they can't explain their idea well, don't judge them on one word they use, or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 or 100. Allow them to express themselves. If you don't understand, you can say that. Okay, hey, I don't quite understand what you mean, but I'm happy to work with you. Let's discover more. How have you come to this? What other ideas have you had? So that way you can then encourage them to do what they want. Yeah? Their idea might be so outlandish. If it's not hurting anyone, who are you to say that's a terrible idea? Sure, you can say, oh, if it was me, I wouldn't do that. No shit. Because you're a different person with a different perception filter, with different life experiences backing that up. So yes, all this comes from a place where I have been ridiculed. And I still get ridiculed. Right? I just encourage people to be kind, encourage others, support each other. Actually understand the other person's argument without getting abusive. Now, if you can't do that, then I do recommend, blocking all those people who have been abusive and find the people. Now, I have since replaced those 40 people with, I think, 50 or 60 people. Now, I don't know these people personally, but I do know one thing, is we share a similar value, that we do not want to hurt anyone. We're not making threats against anyone. We just want people to be able to express themselves, whether it's their truth, whether it's not truthful or not. It's just their opinion, their view. They're sharing a different message. I think I've digressed so much on this video. But I hope you took the time to listen to this, because I know it's been a long one. If you have any questions, please pop some comments in there. If you feel like this is a message worth sharing, hit the share button. If you want to connect with me via video chat, however it be, reach out to me. I'm happy for that. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, there'll be more on this. Anyway, thanks guys. See ya.